Hey gang, how's it going? It's Rob with Japanime Games. I am going to be showing off today Tanto Cuore 5 Winter Romance. This is the newest Tanto Cuore to be coming out. It'll be up on Kickstarter very soon, so check it out there. And I'm really excited about it because it's the first Tanto to include butlers in it. So all in all, pretty exciting stuff. We're going to jump right in and I'll see you down there. Hey gang, how's it going? If you are unfamiliar with Tanto Cuore 5, I'm going to just do a quick rundown of how to play Tanto in general. So, Tanto in general basically is a deck building card game. Every game you're going to start out with 7 love cards. These are these little 1 love cards. You can see them up there on the screen. They're basically like your currency. And essentially the way they work is they come in increments of 1, 2, and 3 love. And they allow you to employ maids and butlers from the town. So we take our 7 1 love cards, and then 3 of these maids right here. In this version of the game, it is Beverly. And so we check out Beverly right here. She's up there on the screen. Let's kind of break down exactly what's going on with this card. Beverly, up at the top left, she costs 2 love. Up at the top right, she gives you 1 victory point. And if you look down at the bottom, this card cannot be the target of an approach, which we'll get to later, but it's important to know. In addition, Beverly has chambermaid, arrow, little finger pointy sign, little sign like that, -2. That means that she can be chambered if you pay 2 servings. Servings are one of the 4 resources that exist that cards can generate. So if we take a look at a card right here, like let's say Jimmy, the pool boy. I'll load Jimmy up on the screen right here. At the bottom of his card, you can see 4 little areas. The one that's like a stack of books, that is his draw card power. The one that is a heart, that's how much love he generates. The one that's a finger is the amount of servings he generates. And the one that is a pile of books with a heart next to it, that is a buy action. Essentially, cards can produce one of those 4 effects. Books draws cards. Hearts gives you temporary love. Servings lets you play additional maids or butlers every turn. And the card with the heart allows you to buy additional maids or butlers from the town, or employ them rather. So we're going to begin the game. The way you start is you take your 3 Beverlys and your 7 1 love cards, and you're going to shuffle them up. I'm going to cheat a little bit here, and I'm just going to make sure I draw 5 1 love. So I draw my 5 cards. I've got 5 1 loves. Now, 1 loves, you can just play as many of them as you want per turn. So I'm just going to play them all out. If these were maids, I would need servings to play all of them. Every turn, you begin with 1 serving. But we're not worrying about that because I just have love right here. So I play my 5 1 love cards, and now I may employ a card that costs 5 or less. I only get 1 employ a turn ordinarily, so that's all I can spend. I'm going to look at Shishido. I'm going to load him up on the screen right there. If you look at the top left-hand portion of his card, he costs 5 love. He is a gardener butler, and he generates me 1 love and 1 serving. In addition, he has a special set of rules. You may draw up to 3 cards. Draw cards 1 at a time. If you draw a love card, you may only put 1 card in your hand. Any other cards you drew go in the discard pile, and you stop drawing from this card's effect. So he's got an interesting little power that kind of incentivizes you to have more maids and more butlers in your hand. So that's a basic turn of Tanto. All the cards I purchased and all the cards I play go in my discard. I draw 5 additional cards, and we would go around the circle. Everyone would play. Now my turn has these 3 Beverlys and 2 love. Beverly doesn't really do anything until I get enough servings to place her in my private chamber. So I'm simply going to spend 2 love here, and I am going to employ, boom, Shanty Belle. If you look up on the screen, Shanty Belle, she is a lucky maid. She is 2 love to employ, and she doesn't generate you any powers. However, she allows you to designate a cost and secretly check the top 2 cards from your deck. There's a general maid with the cost you choose among those 2 cards. You take that card and play it immediately. Oh, that's actually really cool. I really like that. This is my first time seeing a lot of these cards, and That's a pretty exciting effect. So far, everything I've seen with this set kind of does the things that I really like, and so let's kind of get into that idea. See, in a deck building card game, you can, purchase cards and they go into your deck, but that causes the problem where your deck just gets larger and larger. So, my favorite mechanic in a game that kind of reduces the amount of luck or random chance that can affect your ability to win the game is when you can modify a card or remove a card from your deck. And I'm going to explain exactly how you can do that. So, let's imagine for a second that I have 4 love in my hand. In addition, I have a Shishido in my hand. Okay? And my opponent across from me, I'm just going to fabricate a hand for him real quick. He's got 4 love and just a maid right here. Okay? That's my opponent's hand. Just keep that in mind. Now, when I look at my hand, I say to myself, alright. Well, I've got Shishido, getting a little bit ahead of myself. So I play my 4 love, right? That generates me 4. I can make a purchase of 4. So I'm going to pick up Meetup Spot 1. Flash that up there on the screen. Meetup Spot 1, the Forest. It's 4 love, and it allows you to make an approach. And if you make an approach successfully, you flip this card over. When you pick up a Meetup Spot, it just goes into your private chamber. It doesn't go into your deck like the rest of the cards you play. So it would go to my opponent's turn. They would do their stuff because I've already purchased the Meetup Spot. Then on my turn, I draw 4 cards, and let's just put Shishido in there because I want to make a point. All right? Now, on my turn, during my play phase, I may make an approach and target a player. I say, Shishido Kurogane, so see him up on the screen. I make an approach on my opponent. My opponent now has to play face down their highest cost maid or butler. So, playing face down, my opponent would have to play Elizabeth Coran. So you see Elizabeth up on the screen there. I would then look at Elizabeth, verify that I had a higher love than Elizabeth, and my meetup would be successful. So now I would take their card plus my card, pop them on top of Meetup Spot Forest, flip Meetup Spot Forest over, which if you see right here reveals, gain 2 victory points for each couple in your private quarters, and now they would be a couple that would be outside of my deck, thus effectively removing them from play. That is a standard transaction or play of a meetup. But let's look at it a little bit less standard. Let's say I played Shishido, but instead of Elizabeth Coran, they played Dermot Guerin. Dermot Guerin, if you see him up on the screen, he costs 8 love, which is a lot higher than my 5 love. However, I may play love cards to be greater than their amount of love cards. So I could play, let's say that this is a love card rather than a maid right here. I could play 4 maid cards, discarding them, so that my Shishido could pair with Dermot. Essentially, I can make up the difference with love cards. Now, here's the thing about it, the check for Meetup Spot does not care about the value of the individual love card. It cares actually only for the amount of love cards discarded. So say it was a 3 love, a 2 love, and a 1 love. That's still the same as playing 3 1 loves. So really it's just the amount of love cards, not the value of those love cards. And that would still allow me to win. And now let's say I didn't have enough love cards to beat Dermot's love. I would simply fail. Shishido, I wouldn't lose him. He wouldn't go away. I wouldn't miss my chance forever. I would just miss my chance that turn. And I would be able to try again next turn and give it a shot later. When you do take somebody's card through a meetup spot, they get a social bonus, which is basically like a 1 victory point that is also a love card. So it's like a minor consolation. You still don't want it to happen to you, but it makes it a little bit less brutal. Although in some cases, depending on the type of deck you're building, I could see that being a real screw you up as well. Like, I'd rather just lose the card from my hand than gain a one love card. But that's strategy talk. So that's the new meetup mechanic. So a trial is basically you can purchase it. So if we look at trial right here, it's the two mates having a snowball fight, which is very unprofessional of them. And it says, place this card on top of a couple. When another player puts a trial card in your private quarters, you must immediately reveal a card costing 3 or more love from your hand. If you can, flip this card over and place it in your private quarters. If you are unable to reveal such a card, a breakup happens. However, if you are able to overcome it, if we see here, I guess they're now having fun in their snowball fight rather than being angry with each other in their snowball fight. I've never angrily had a snowball fight with anybody. I would find it hard to really take that seriously. But if you have 3 or more of this card is worth 2 victory points. So if you're able to beat a trial, sometimes it's nice to have a trial played on you. And then lastly, let's look into Blizzard. Blizzard is a card that is played on another opponent and has an effect on their building. Basically, it removes the victory points from the building that this is played on top of. So a lot of really cool stuff. This is by far the most interactive Tanto Cuore. If you still have questions about like the nitty gritty of Tanto Cuore, check out my first video. It's in the same playlist. It's just a little bit over. And that goes into really in depth on how to just play Tanto. I kind of just gave you a refresher here. Tanto 5, look for it. We're going to have previews of it at Gen Con. That's going to be really cool. Hey gang, how's it going? That was Tanto 5. I was really stoked to kind of show it off for you guys. I think it's a lot of fun. I think the meetups are really cool, and they add a really kind of a strong play with your opponent aspect to the game. I know just me personally, I'm going to be watching out a lot more, trying to figure out, well, did he buy any did he buy any 5-love cards? When I play Jimmy, is this going to be a guaranteed meetup? And so I'm going to steal a card from his deck that is useful. You know, because that's powerful. That can be powerful, depending on the card you take. And I think it's really exciting stuff. I think it's a great core mechanic to add to, you know, an already great series. So that's Tanto 5, Winter Romance. Check it out in the link in the description below. You know, guys, I can't wait to see y'all at Gen Con, and I can't wait to see you for the live stream when I play this on Tabletop Simulator. But yeah, alright guys, have a good one. Peace out. Bye-bye.